gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Cinema Snob.
Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Like the things you got it, thank you very much. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Like the things you got it, thank you very much.
So it's February, so I guess that means it's Fulciary. The hell does that mean? Does that mean I'm reviewing a collection of movies that you would certainly have to be a fool to watch? Oh, well, it looks like I'm reviewing some films from Italian horror director Lucio Fulci. Although over Fulci's 30-plus year career as a film director, he also directed numerous films in plenty of other genres. So much so, he could also be known as that Western filmmaker Lucio Fulci, or comedy filmmaker Lucio Fulci, or even kids movie director Lucio Fulci. Granted, the most popular films of his career were his horror films, such as his zombie flicks, his giallos, and his Gates of Hell trilogy, which includes The House by the Cemetery, City of the Living Dead, and the middle entry, the 1981 film The Beyond. With a screenplay co-written by Dardano Sacchetti, who worked on other Fulci films, such as the other movies in the trilogy, plus The Psychic, Zombie, and lots more, The Beyond is a treat for the eyes, so long as they're not being plucked from your sockets. But the movie is very, very gory, and probably only appeals to those horror fans who also like that Schlockmeister Herschel Gordon Lewis. I heard that one of Fulci's movies also contains a woman puking up her own intestines. That clearly means all of his movies are bad. I do not approve of movies like this, completely wasting gallons of fake blood that could go to homeless children. The plot of The Beyond. Oh, excuse me while I laugh at the notion that this movie has a plot, even though it actually does have a plot. But me laughing like this makes me feel far superior to the movie. The plot of The Beyond involves a woman who buys the Seven Doors Hotel in New Orleans, a place where bad things happen to good latex. It all starts in Louisiana, 1927, at the said hotel, and hey, slow down, wait for me to catch up. Gentlemen, we've been searching for hours. I don't think Frankenstein's monster is actually real. It was a bright and sunny day. Oh, wait, that's the start of a different story. This is Emily, who just wants a quiet night to herself, reading the latest Fulci comic book from Ebon Press. Meanwhile, a young Abraham Lincoln paints landscapes. I don't think that happened in 1927. So long as Riz Ortolani music doesn't start playing, these guys should be safe from the Amazon cannibals. Wait, this is just movie critics lining up to take more shots at Ben Affleck's Live by Night. Just don't interrupt Emily's reading time.
In this book are collected all the prophecies handed down from generation to generation over more than 4,000 years.
Yeah, Charlotte's Web did start out a little confusing at the beginning, but it made much more sense as it went along. Unfortunately, Ron Swanson's grandfather bursts in to warn this warlock against the evils of government.
You ungodly warlock! Because of you, this hotel and this town will be cursed forever.
Must everyone be an art critic? That is clearly my job, and I found his painting perfectly adequate. I'm guessing Mel Gibson is a fan of this next scene. Yeesh. Now to take Santa Christ to Louisiana, I have an idea for a new sketch. It involves Santa Christ being beaten up by Mario and Luigi again, only this time they're eating gumbo first. If you can find a better way to drain wine from a warlock, I'd love to hear your options. Very few movies get into just how spicy milk was back in the 1920s. See, nowadays, we just shame people we don't like with a tweet. Back then, we had to melt them with lie. Oh, it's that thing that college girls have tattooed on their wrists. Wonder what that's about. Anyway, back to studying.
Because through that gateway, evil will invade the world.
Way to spoil the ending to Ibon. Turns out the fire did it. This whole prologue seems familiar. Wasn't this movie released in the States in 1983 under the title of Seven Doors of Death? Yes, it was. In fact, it had a completely different opening credit sequence. Not gonna lie, I actually like that sequence a little better. But why would a foreign movie have alternate titles? Clearly that means they're embarrassed by it. Directed by Louis Fuller. That's not the same name as Lucio Fulci. And Catriona MacColl is known as Catherine. What on earth is going on here? It's just like Roger Ebert said in his review when he pointed out that Fulci also directed Zombie and Don't Torture the Duckling. Maybe that was a temporary title too. Yes, so temporary that Don't Torture a Duckling was never called that. We jump ahead to 1981 when Liza, the new owner of the Seven Doors Hotel, is in renovation mode and things are already off to a great start. Never mind, I sense trouble. I'm also not sure who to trust with these employees.
Arthur! Where's that doctor?
He's on his way.
Why are you sweating so hard? Did you dress up as a blind woman and push that man off the scaffolding? Dr. McCabe, played by David Warbeck, insists the man be taken to a hospital. No, don't take him there, that's where gore comes from. Though it may be a little less jumpier there. And with that, the Bye Bye Man audience just shit their pants and had their 5th heart attack. Wait, Joe the plumber? That guy hasn't faded into obscurity yet? What's next, Bob Revere's lawn mowing service? I sense some serious hauntings going on in this house. A basement in New Orleans? Clearly the work of ghosts. Way to distract me with the truly beautiful music. I don't know why the opening credits said the music was falling on deaf ears. It's quite lovely. Even when you have more weird people lurking about.
Martha, I made this little pathway to the far end, just for Joe.
Thank you, Martha.
Ugh, it's so awkward when the helpers sleep together and then refuse to talk to one another, and one of them clearly wants to murder the other. Here's your problem, you don't have a big enough hole in your wall. A much bigger hole will get your basement waterfall flowing much quicker. Joe completely walks past the fact that the Ark of the Covenant is drawn on the wall, I'm pretty sure. Why does everyone who works for Liza seem like a creep?
Arthur! What are you doing in my room?
I was looking for keys.
Were you putting those keys up your ass? It's okay if you say yes. But Joe is still downstairs playing milk chocolate or feces. The correct answer is Scary Hand. Oh, since when does Lucio Fulci like doing terrible things to eyeballs? Sure, this is a beautifully filmed scene, but there are no roads in Louisiana.
Actually...
Dear Cinema Snob, there actually are roads. Yes, thank you. Were you one of the ones last week telling me about the nursery rhyme, What Little Boys Are Made Of? Because clearly I literally thought Bela Lugosi just wanted to eat a plate of snails. Pick and choose, actualies! Pick and choose! Unfortunately, Emily is now blind. See, reading in the dark can cause blindness. But now she can't tell that Catriona McCall may secretly be Naomi Watts. Come on, ladies, hurry up. You gotta finish filming in New Orleans before every low-budget action or horror movie in the past 10 years starts filming there. Anyways, we still have some special effects to use on Joe. And now he has food poisoning. Great. The warlock from the beginning of the movie, however, he's still dead. Liza is repeatedly warned to leave this place, but if several dead bodies in an afternoon isn't a big enough clue to get the hell out of there, then nothing is.
Oh, we gonna have some fun.
NCIS New Orleans, CBS Tuesdays this fall.
Yeah, okay, being forced to watch NCIS New Orleans would get anyone to move. They actually hooked the skeleton up to a brainwave machine because I guess doctors also have to have some fun. He's staring intensely at the skeleton, as if, there might be a chance he'll be okay. Okay, the one time you actually got a read from a skeleton doesn't make you any less stupid, it just means you got lucky. Joe's wife and his daughter Jill arrive to the hospital. Mom decides to go in anyway, because who the hell knows what do not entry means. Seems kinda depressing in here. Maybe it's a lot better out in the hallway. Dick! And now to dress the skeleton up in a wedding dress. Mom's not a murderer, she's just really weird. Tragedy strikes, though, when Mom screams at the sight of acid falling off the cabinets and then decides to lie under it for some reason. It's all part of the hidden camera show. Kids witness the darndest things. You know, for a children's filmmaker, Lucio Fulci gets awfully gross. Like the city didn't have a problem with people dying left and right in horrific ways, the blob has also turned up. Someone here is going to be scarred for life. The New Orleans motto, jazz cures zombies. I guess the funeral is happening within the same day of her parents dying? You know the rules. Once your parents are dead, so long, kid, you're on your own. What's the worst that could happen to her? I see someone else is a fan of Avon. His earlier work was far superior. Nothing like a blind woman being frustrated that you're not listening to her mystical warnings.
We blind see things more clearly. I wanted to spare you, but now I'll have to tell you everything.
This is gonna get really graphic, isn't it? thank God. They locked the scary music and the cameraman out. Nothing gory will happen now. Liza is told that the hotel is built on one of the 7 gateways to hell. It's just this hotel and 6 Hardys. She also warns her to stay out of room 36. It leads to the Overlook Hotel. But ooh, first things first, fresh paint.
There's the bell!
Damn it, the Bye Bye Man audience just changed their diapers. Meanwhile, it's a beautiful morning at Camp Arawak, much less body count too. The blind woman with the stigmata says that you shouldn't go in room 36, but might as well put this axe key to good use. Maybe it was a good idea to go in there. The truly lovely music is back. And she found the limited edition Book of the Dead Evil Dead DVD. And Grandpa's old leisure suits. He loved his disco. But for every room with great music and great suits, something gross has to happen. Well, you hired him as your bathroom attendant. It's your own fault. Instead of bringing the doctor in to fancy up your room, perhaps he should hook the skeleton up to the brainwave machine. Never mind. Sorry, doctor. You brought your heart monitor for nothing.
Well, they certainly look old.
Well, they should look old. This Caligula poster's been hung up in the background for years. Dr. McCabe says he's never seen a blind woman in town, which, to be fair, he hates the handicapped, which is weird for a doctor. All you have to do to find Emily is just follow the music. You mean blind Mia Farrow has been doing the soundtrack this whole time? I thought the soundtrack was deaf, not blind. Liza, however, still has plenty of shopping to do before her grand opening.
On the other side, I'll make a living room and a game room. Have you got the original plans of the cellar by any chance?
Excuse me, I already have issue number 1-ish from Ibon, and you cannot have it. No matter how good of a salesman this librarian is.
That book's been there for 2 years. Nobody wants to buy it. It's very nice, though. Very, very interesting.
Well, you're creepy. You want a job working at the hotel? Speaking of creepy employees, the household Michael Shannon is still desperate to find his car keys. He doesn't give up hope yet. There's still plenty of time in the movie. But back at the library, holy shit, it's Dario Argento!
I'm sure you'll be okay on your own. I'll be out till, I don't know, 1 or a quarter of. You feel completely at home now, you hear?
Definitely his actual voice. By God, this man has just figured out that this is the same library from House by the Cemetery, and that Joe the Plumber was Dr. Freudstein from that film. Hey, you like spiders? More specifically, you like tarantulas? How about when they're crawling on your hands? What about when you can spot some fake ones in the background? How about when they bite your face off? Or poke your eyeballs out? How about a nice poison jab on your tongue? Well, you're in luck, because none of that is in the movie. Dr. McCabe stumbled upon a better alternative than spending the night in the Seven Doors Hotel, the Elm Street house, although it does come with its own hotel Bible.
The 7 dreaded gateways to hell are concealed in 7 cursed places.
Unfortunately, to get to that part of the book, he had to read through several chapters describing all types of hobbits. I guess the maid is finally doing her job. All it took was the death of everyone else who works here. Sure, you could get grossed out by reaching into a tub full of shit and hair, but at least tarantulas aren't biting her face off, and that's with Zombie Joe the Plumber lurking about. Okay, so Zombie Joe the Plumber gave her a piercing headache right in the eyeball. I guess that's worse. It's all starting to come together. At Mardi Gras, everyone got this drunk tattoo, and something else as well.
And the day the gates of hell are opened, on that day, the dead will walk the earth.
That's not quite the quote from Dawn of the Dead, but it's still going to result in zombies, so what's it matter? Poor Emily has it the worst. She's stuck in her house being bored.
Who's there?
You don't recognize musician Fabio Frizzi? He's there to say hello! That's not the musician. Creepy. The zombies are all angry because they spent hours putting on their Living Dead makeup, and Emily is too blind to even notice. At its heart, this movie may be gory and creepy and have immense hatred for eyeballs, but at the end of the day, I know that it secretly wants to be about a blind woman whose only best friend is her lifelong companion Dickie, the German Shepherd. Or not, I finally know what a dog's purpose is: to kill. Liza goes down to check on Arthur, and bad news, I'm afraid, he still hasn't found his keys. She's better off with Dr. McCabe. He's way more handsome, even if he still doesn't believe her.
And he tried to kill you, huh?
Please, John. You must believe me. I swear.
So where's Arthur now?
But I don't know. He attacked me. I was trying to break free.
You have to believe her. If not for her, do it for the music. But a huge gust of wind in a Louisiana basement is enough to make him believe that it's one of the 7 gateways to hell.
And you will face the sea of darkness, and all therein that may be explored.
And you are? This narrator needs to mind his own business. Where did he come from? Good, they're leaving just as Kevin McAllister made it look like people are staying in the hotel. They make it to the hospital. I hear Al Cliver from Zombie is in there. But just as they're calling for help, the producers of the film strike. While Fulci fully intended on The Beyond being strictly a metaphysical horror film dealing with a non-linear and surrealistic story of a hotel built on a gateway to hell, the German distributors who owned the rights to his films insisted zombies show up somewhere in the story. I'm sure our characters will know how to handle a zombie attack. Good. Now maybe he realizes you need to shoot them in the head to kill them. Okay, now maybe he knows to shoot them in the head. Excellent! You'll never make that mistake again. But, maybe avoid shooting the window, perhaps? God damn it! If you're gonna keep forgetting to shoot them in the head, then I'm gonna stop rooting for you! Really awkward place for Wendy's product placement, but who am I to judge? Wendy's is delicious. Better than this zombie TV dinner. I don't care if it comes with a free brownie. Oh no, they found the original Warlock zombie. You know what to do. No, not that. You shoot him in the head. The head! For fuck's sake! And how do you not know blind Jill is evil? It's not like Dr. McCabe is gonna remember to shoot her in the head. Jesus Christ! What is she, the New York Ripper? Why not? They both had the same fate. Thankfully, they have escaped the zombies, so they have more than enough time to check out the local haunted house. In New Orleans, it's bound to be impressive. Ah, rats, they're in hell. If they were gonna get stuck in one of Emily's paintings, it should have been dogs playing poker. Don't worry, they'll make it out of here just fine.
And you will face the sea of darkness, and all therein that may be explored.
God damn these old horror movies and their happy Hollywood endings. Give us something dark and depressing, god damn it. The Beyond certainly had an interesting release history. While it was released in Europe in 1981, the movie didn't make it to the States until 1983. The film went through heavy editing in the US, just as it did in Europe by the BBFC, to cut out most of the film's graphic violence. Not only was the film known as Seven Doors of Death in the US, but it was given a different soundtrack, sadly taking out some of its beautiful original score, no matter how much more eye-catching the Seven Doors opening credit sequence is. Though on the plus side, it was also given the big box treatment from Thriller Video. It's horrifying, shocking, we dare you to watch it. Mainly because it's so melty and stinky from being in my pocket all day. It's got high raves from Toby Hooper of Poltergeist, and someone who had something to do with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I wonder if Toby Hooper saw that one too. According to the tape itself, you get 7 Doors of Death for 7 nights, and at the end of those 7 nights, you go straight to hell if you don't rewind. Sorry, I know it's weird to be online and talking about a big box VHS without tits next to it. The film saw a digital remastering and restoration when Sage Stallone and Bob Murawski of Grindhouse Releasing redistributed the film, complete with this limited edition tin. And through Quentin Tarantino's Grindhouse Releasing, the movie even saw a limited run in theaters in 1998. Heightening its status not just as a cult film, but a Lucio Fulci masterpiece. Whatever. It's still gross, though. Only geeks would like a film like this. I hear that when this was re-released, it was only shown at midnight. Midnight is not late enough for a gorehound movie like The Beyond. You need to do it at 2 a.m. instead. That way I could take advantage of amazing midnight breakfast deals before I head to the movie theater. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/StonedGremlinProductions. Follow us on Twitter at the Cinema Snob, or check out our homepage at thecinemasnob.com.